Hi, this is Lindo Man Cornwall, which is my in-game name in Shroud of the Avatar. This is a Shroud of the Avatar video. Today we're going to do experience and the skill set. Let me just say that I'm not the best Shroud of the Avatar player. I'm not the person who knows the most stuff. These videos are really a lot about me learning, but hopefully we learn together and you can see what I'm doing and also the mistakes I make, and maybe you can learn from that. I have been playing for I guess total about 4 months, so I do know a few things and I have got some things right. So today we're going to do skills and experience, because it took me a long time to get my head around it, and even now I'm learning, although there are still slight changes in things happening. I think the timing's now right that we can lay down some basic sort of tutorial, informational stuff, which is why I'm doing these videos. And also, it kind of justifies me playing the game. If I'm making a video, then at least, you know, it's not just me playing the game. So, you press K, and you get your skill set screen. What's it called? What do they call it? Windows. Okay, so yeah, skill window, and you can also select it in the window selector here. There is so much stuff here that does so much, and for the new player it must be just completely overwhelming. I remember I was overwhelmed, and particularly the fact that there was no real help in the early days. It was quite part of the game was trying to figure it out, and I know a lot of people like to play that way, and it is kind of fun thing. So here we're looking at let me just say I'm in Serpent Spine Foothills, which is a Skull 4 rated location. So if you're a brand new player, you go in here, you're probably going to get killed, but I'm in here because it's kind of easy for me to show the improvement in the skills that I get. If I was in a level 1, it's just not as fun, but obviously it's all relational, so I can very comfortably exist in a Skull 5 now, although I still get killed. I just got killed in this one because I was just not watching things correctly. It's always fun. Let me just turn this off and let's just see what's going off here. So Shroud of the Avatar is fun because they kind of have a natural environment system going on, whereby, you know, in this area you have these fighters and thugs, but then you also have wolves and stags and bears. This is a stag there, and there seems to be some kind of pattern in the way they all move around, and when the wolves and the humans interact here, they start fighting, and sometimes the wolves will kill the humans and leave corpses that you can loot, and then sometimes the humans kill the thugs kill the wolves, and again you can skin the wolves. But it's quite interesting the way the environmental system works, and so this rock here that I'm standing on is a place of safety. It's very important to know that the entrance is just over there, and if you're a level 1 player, you probably could just run up and get here and stand on this rock, and they're not going to attack me, and I can just relax and chill out and just, you know, get my buffs up. Let me just go through the buffs that I've got running at the moment, because that's always interesting. I've got an Obsidian Potion of Capacity plus 50%. I've got 2 blessings running. One gives me 5 strength, one gives me plus 5 dexterity. Although dexterity I'm not sure if I need, actually, because I'm using blades and fire magic. I'm not using a bow. Dexterity is really important with a bow. Intelligence is important because that improves your critical chance, as far as I remember. And I've also had a bear, steak and potato, which you can tend to buy for about 120 gold, but if you're going to do it really does help investing in some food buffs, because, you know, improves your health so much that you spend more time fighting and getting stuff than you do waiting for your health to come back. And I've got Strength of the Earth going, which is giving me plus 15.4 strength. Let me just look. I kind of went through the strength in my last video. I've always been concentrated on building my strength, because the more stuff you can carry, the more loot you can get out of the location and then sell it and make more gold to buy more stuff to then kill, etc, etc. So my strength is pretty high. Now, okay, so let's get back to the reason why we have this video, which is experience. Now, Shroud of the Avatar works with a system of you gain pooled experience, and this is gained by killing monsters, mobs, whatever. And if you have, and then you apply those skills in that pool to your specific skills that you have in your skills book, window, whatever it's called. I'm not quite sure what it's called. So, and each skill you can choose to turn on or off or maintain. So at the moment our Blade Mastery is on. So when this skill is used, it takes points from here and it applies it to the skill. And this little green bar here, when that green bar gets full, 100%, I will go up a level. So I'll go from 81 to 82. And going from 81 to 82 means I'll have a slight increase in ability. And at the moment, the ability it's giving me is a +1 weapon damage. If I get to level 101, as you can see to the pop-up, I can't mouse over it because if I do, it will disappear, see? So at level 101, I will get a +1.3, which doesn't seem that big of a difference, is it? I mean, it really is. Well, I guess it's 30% increase in weapon damage, but to go from 81 to 101 is a massive leap, because the higher in skill you go, the harder it is to skill. So you need more skill points applied to your skill to get to the next level, and I think it's exponential the way it goes up. So going from 1 to 10 or 10 to 20 is relatively easy, and you can do that very quickly, and I like that, because then as a new player you can see progression and it propels you forward. When you get to this level, it will, I estimate that it will probably take me 2 days to get from 81 to 82. I'm halfway through, so hopefully I'll by the end of the day that should be 82. I'm also working on double slash, although I had it turned off for a while because I was building up my skill points. So the methodology to do this is you kind of turn everything off, so you would set everything to maintain. By the way, let me just go through these buttons. This is maintaining. This skill will not gain experience, but it will consume pooled experience in order to maintain its current level, and that is very, very small amount of skill that is used. So you can put this on maintain and not worry about it. When it goes green, it's this skill will gain experience each time that relevant skill is used, as I've just said. You can, if you no longer want those skills, in a way you're banking the skills. You don't lose the skills. I've heard of people say that, oh, I've just lost a load of skills because I've used these. Well, you haven't lost those skills. Those skill points have been banked into the skills, and you can unlearn them if you wanted to. So I could click that and that would go from 81 to, well, I don't actually know, I assume it's 10, maybe it's 0, I'm not quite sure whether you can go to 0. Yeah, you probably can, and I don't know how many, it doesn't say how many skill points are actually in there to make it to 81. There is probably a way of knowing. I think, you know, and you can locate the chats file, and it may be in the stats. I'm not quite sure. It would be kind of interesting to know the number of skill points, but the developers have obviously decided not to show that information. which I'm fine with. That's fine. So I'm going to put that to maintain. I'm going to go to my other skills that I have on earning. I don't have to put these to maintain because I don't have them in my skill. What do they call this? Combat panel, combat row. So I don't have to worry about using them because I don't have to worry about these using up skill points because I'm not going to use them. Okay, if that makes sense. Fire I am using, so immolation. Let me turn that to maintain. I turn all these to maintain as well. These are innate skills, these ones. So these don't go in your, if I just go to combat mode, my sort of glyph or card panel here shows you the skills that I can enact. Let me put that to so Ring of Fire, which I'm just starting to learn. When I get to level 50 on Ring of Fire, I can have a Summon Fire Elemental, which should be lots of fun. Okay, so I pretty much, let me go to, I use Flurry a lot. Let me turn that off as well. So I'm using light armor because I'm using, I've got epic cloth armor. Actually, I'll run through that in a minute. Yeah, I think that's all we really need to worry about. You can see our life. I'm going to keep, no, I'm going to turn it off because for the purposes of this demonstration, I want to show you how the skills work. So my pooled experience is 64,193. Let's put that over there. Let's have some light. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to go to immolation, and we're going to get the blade up, and we're going to jump into the danger spot. So now you can see the pooled experience is not going down because I've turned everything off, although it goes down a little because it's maintaining, and there may also be an innate skill that I forgot to turn off that is actually being affected. But here I'm just clicking on my blades, and you can see because also I have the armor I have the skills I have, that my life hasn't gone down that much. My focus has gone down a little bit, and so with it's very good having a missile spell because you can use it to aggro other mobs, although they've not come up. Okay, so one of the things I didn't track is that each time, okay, so when I didn't track when these guys die, so it's going down, the experience points go up each time you kill I'll just show you how much these fighters can bring. So it's 13 and a spike club, 13 gold and a spike club. It ranges, I think, from 6 to 25. I've got 15. So as a way to get some gold quick, come in here if you can. Right, now watch this. Now we're at 68,177. When I kill this guy, it should go up. So 177, 177. It's gone up to 958. So that's what is 800, 900 experience points from killing that one guy. And because I've got my skills turned off, my pool has increased. Now I'm not going to get into the whole if you have a bigger pool you get more skills, because that's more of a complex thing, and maybe that is really required for another video. But it's I would say it's very important to have a good amount of skill points, experience points in your pool, because when you die, when you die for the first time in the game, you lose experience points, and it's called decay, and I think it's a very good thing because death has to be painful, and you have to lose something to make the game interesting. What's the point? So it means that you try not to die, which is I kind of feel that I think that it will be improved, actually, the pain of dying, because I remember when I first played and the pain of dying was really hard. Most of it was because it wasted your time. Now look at this. I'm now up to 70,520 skill points. Now when I do have my skill points now what I like to do with I'm jumping around here, aren't I? I have ADD, so when I speak, these ideas just come into my head and I just say them rather than continuing saying what I was going to say. What I was going to say was when you get in this situation and you're ready to fight something, shoot a missile off, and you can get an earth arrow spell. You can get, if you want to go that route, so you can get this one here, the stone arrow. That's kind of, I liked using that because it would improve your innate skill, Sympathy of Stone, which increased your damage avoidance, which then meant you could get Bulwark of Strength, which again increased your strength. I mean, it only increases it by 10.5, but the thing is, all these skills are stackable. So, and because there's quite a lot of them, you kind of get an interesting effect. So I'm just going to click dash here. I'm going to collect. Now, crafting. Very similar thing. So this is foraging, what I'm doing now. Have I got it on or off? I've got it off apart from Meticulous Collection. I've got 136,379. Now I've got 135,000 because those skill points were applied to the Meticulous Collection skill, which I quite like because it means I get more stuff each time I loot, although I only got one raw cotton there. Cotton's, here we go, iron ore. So I just have a quick, cotton's good. Farming cotton bushes is good because you get beetle carapace, and that sells for 400 gold. So the actual cotton is 5 gold. It's nothing. And you can see there that actually has gone down. I wasn't watching it, but I presume it's gone down because I'm training all my mining. And you can see that I have GM'd in 2 of the mining skills. Mining is something that I do a lot. I do a lot of skinning as well. I collected. Right, so we've got a timber wolf here. You'll see. Okay, we're adventuring is 70,520. It should go up slightly. Yeah, it's gone up 200. So that timber wolf is worth about 200 experience points. And you'll find if you watch this, have this open as you fight, and you can quickly see which mobs have the experience points, which don't. Again, I skin. I've got them turned off because 135344. That just made me 300 crafting experience points, which I can then use to apply to other elements. So at the moment it's going to mining, it's going to Meticulous Collection on foraging. Is it going to forestry? Yeah, forestry I've got Meticulous Collection on, but the real thing is when you go back to your location, and maybe you're in a guild where you can use other people's the guild craft tables, then you can use it to apply, say, to carpentry. And carpentry I've got at 81. I've got salvage at 79 because I salvage a lot of, I steal a lot of stuff and then salvage it. I think Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls is not as good as Shroud of the Avatar. Shroud of the Avatar is better, and for lots of reasons. Maybe we'll go into a comparison sometime. So that got me some good stuff from there. So carpentry skills, I haven't worked on a carpentry masterwork yet, but because that costs a lot of silver. It's very expensive. I'll skin this guy. You can see what I'm crafting. 135944. So I think by now you kind of figured out that that is how 135944. Yeah, 136244. That is how you improve your. No, should we kill a doe? Is that wrong? I did read something where there would be a oh, here comes a fighter. So this is the thing, you can be chopping down a tree, a monster comes in and he now you can see, let me put the adventuring back on, 71449. And what I'll do is, and you can see as he goes down, 71449 goes to 72. I like to get it to 100,000 because round numbers are very pleasing to me, and when you die you tend to lose God, how much do you lose? Some 10,000 I lose, and that's because I have so many skills that I don't know whether it's connected to your GM skills, like if you have no GM skills but you have everything at 99%, whether that's better than having, or whether it just takes it from the fact that here my blades I've got 868, which I assume is all these added up. Doesn't necessarily make that clear, does that? And you can see in shields I have done relatively nothing in. But I wanted to show where I had a look. I should have brought a bow or a shield so I could have shown you how, or even a pole arm. Do I have a pole arm in my inventory? Let's have a look. Sometimes you do get. So this is stuff that when I kill these guys I pick up. So you can see I've got a lot of stuff. Let's put the light back on. And we'll chop this tree while I was talking. You can see I've got a lot of stuff here, and each of these is a weight, 5 weight. It's the value, it says 50, but it won't be. You take it back to the combat merchant or a blacksmith, and I think you get for Spike Club it's something like 10 or 15 or something. You know, it's not much. And I always try to work it out. Is it worth just destroying this stuff, staying in your location and gathering resources, or do you just carry it all back and sell it? I tend to carry it all back and sell it. You can carry it all back and salvage it, which improves your salvaging skills, and it produces metal and wood scraps. You can take those metal and wood scraps. The metal scraps you can take to help you make more metal from ore, or you can and the the wood scraps, I use them to make wood pulp, which is then used to make teleport and recall scrolls, which you absolutely need, and you can sell those for, I think they go for like 150 is the base price, but it's better to sell them cheaper, so nobody, you know, you get more sales. And I think they cost about 110, 80 or 110 to make, depending on where you get your stuff from. So yeah, I was looking for. Oh, I have a bludgeon. I might use that to show you. I don't have anything. Yeah, a dagger. Yeah, let's go with the bludgeon. Let's So, and whilst I'm doing that, I can quickly show you. So I've got epic cloth armor on, and this is the first time actually I'm wearing stuff that I have crafted myself, although my cloak is something I bought in the Shroud of the Avatar store, which is a a cloak that where a bit of money went to an autism charity, which I quite like. But because I'm wearing all epic cloth, I get an armor set bonus, which you can read on the pop-up of plus damage resistance, plus 10% damage resistance, and also damage resistance at 1.1, which in brackets 1.0.1 apparently. Maximum 0%. That's interesting, because the maximum here is 10% for the chest. And also I enchanted this chest armor with a sorcery gem, which comes from a ruby. And because you find a ruby and then you go to the alchemy table, you turn it into a sorcery gem, and that gives you fire skills and resistance. Although after I killed these guys, I'll just show you. Put my flurry on. I quite like flurry. It was nerfed a while back. It used to be a lot better than it is, but it's still worth having, because look, I don't have to do anything, and this guy's gonna die just by. Although I'd never advise walking away. So you can see here in this environment, in this location, I can pretty much survive with that, as long as I pay attention and keep the skill increasing. Where's the skill at now? We're at 77. So getting back to what was I talking about? Yeah, so that's right, the bludgeon. Let's get it. Right, so I like this copper mace because it has a huge amount of strength, 9.2, which means that it gives me a really good extra bit of weight. I can't remember what it is. Is it £80? I can work it out by just taking that. So it goes from 570 to 617, which is 30, which is 47. Just by, and I bought that. And the great thing is about this game is you don't have to, you can be a complete first day in your game and use this weapon, which is what you'd be able to do in real life. You know, obviously if you have a better skill, you use the weapon better, but you can still use it. So you can go out and if you've got the gold, I can't remember how much this cost. I bought it off Wexdale Moonshadow. He's a very good crafter of weapons. And I bought it specifically because it has a 9.2 strength. So what I do is I carry around some items, like here I've got Maple Wand of Sorcery, which also has 6.7 strength. It only weighs 1, and when I put it in my hand, my carrying capacity goes up to 651. So by carrying those two weapons, I've increased my weight carrying capacity by 100. Now, as you can see, the weight of a rusty axe is 5, so 100 is only going to be what, 20 of those. They go for, I think, let's just say they'll go for 10. So if I've got 20, that's only 200 gold. But so what I would tend to do is probably, it's the balance of trying to figure out, do I destroy these and stay in the location and get more copper ore, iron ore, which is in this location, which is see, I've got 7 ore and it's only 1.4 in weight, so I could effectively and the weight of all this quite crap equipment, if I replace that with iron ore, that'd be quite a lot of money, quite a lot of gold. But I'm going to keep it just because. So yeah, so that's interesting. So when I'm mining, what I'll do, I will destroy the weapons I collect and replace it with gold, and that allows me, if I wanted to do mining for a whole day, which I have done and made, I don't know, what was probably 80,000 in gold in ores. You can do more than that. Actually, I know people have done more than that. you can, yeah, by dumping the weapons, you just get more capacity. But I keep it. I mean, it means though. So carrying these 2 weapons means that. Okay, now before I attack this guy, let's go to my bludgeon. We're going to do this quickly, else we'll die. So if we, no, that's not going to work because I haven't got it. So we got it at 52, and we haven't chosen the. Well, it will still work. It will still do the weapon stuff. I'm not sure if that... Yeah, you can see it slightly moving. And if I just go click on my health, so if we watch that, that will slightly move up. And I think within about probably three fights, we'll get it to 53. Now what I'm doing now, I'm just putting my health up to allow the bludgeon to, let's put the flurry on again. See, the flurry works, it basically increases attack speed, so you get more attacks in. And you can see the bludgeon isn't actually doing that much damage to these fighters, which is a bit of worry. So what I'll do, I'll put the ignite weapon spell on, and we'll see more damage done to the fighters, because then when we click on the fighter, we'll see that he's got this buff. It's an ignite weapon, which is doing 1.1 to 4 physical fire damage every 1.8 seconds for 5.3 seconds. You know, there's so much math in this, mathematics in this game, and I'm going to die if I carry on. Although I can quite easily, yeah, see, look, it's nearly gonna, let's see if I can. So my flurries come off, so let's take it back on. I think we're gonna, that's equal. I'm going to die, that's not good. So I'm going to run away, do the honourable thing. But you saw, and the purpose of this is obviously not to... Oh, so one of them did die. Oh, a wolf killed them, not the wolf, because I've taken myself out of the mix. The wolf and the fighter are fighting each other. If I jump down, they'll both fight me, which I don't want to do. I'll get a bit of health. There we go. That's probably enough. So now I can go down and let's fight them. And any minute now, the stunner innate skill. Oh, it's run off. Why is it run off? Oh, the wolf's there. Let's just skim this while we wait. I'll probably come back. Oh, wait a minute, that's wrong. There we go. Now, I haven't got these skills in my skill panel selector. I can't remember what people call it. But let's get him. Okay, so now we've got enough. Because if I put... Yeah, I should really do this with shields, this explanation. That'll be fun to do. So let's go find... Let's go pick up this loot. 8 gold. Always good. Here we go. So we've got this guy. So it's on 52 now. I'll put a flaming arrow into this guy as well, so we can make sure that we don't die. Flurries on. It's about to pop. 53. There we go. So that's how you go up a level, and this now gives a plus 43.1% bludgeon stun effectiveness. Before it was probably 43. Or was it? No, it's probably less than that. Oh, and also, oh my, oh god, let me just, I don't want to die. Let me see it right. Yeah, the because I had a bludgeon combat on as well, that went up as well. I wasn't observing. So hopefully this gives you a really good idea of how the pool experience works. See, now it's going down because it is sucking skills from the pool into these 2 skills that are on. So you will deplete your skill, your pooled experience each time these are used. You know, that was when I started, that took me a long time to fully understand. And mostly the difficulty is not because that's necessarily a complex thing, it's because there is so much going on. and you just look at this, you look at all these, so each one of this adventuring collection of skills, each one of them has multiple skills in them, and they each do a different thing. So you're multiplying. Oh, what's going on here? So okay, so let's see, let's get some immolation going. Now we're going to die, so this will be very funny for you, but not for me. I'm not gonna, come on. Okay. So you can hear the heartbeat going, which is kind of fun. And if we just get to the safe place, we go around. We've got a wolf tagged us now. We just keep going. There we go. We're safe. That's good. And you know, that's what happens. You will die a lot. So pooled experience, where we were at 70,000, wasn't one, and now we're at 58. So the amount of skills that they have taken, that's like probably about 12,000 experience points for those two to go up, and they're the only ones we're really using. We're not using, immolation's turned off, so life is turned off as well. So when I was using that, I wasn't sucking out. So it was really just these two, and it's so, I remember it's so hard when you have like 100 experience points in your pool, and and you can't figure it out. Hopefully, like I say, this has figured it out. Well, I think that's just well, that's pretty much it for this. I don't know how long. Oh, we're at 37 minutes, so yeah, I think that's enough. So hopefully this gives you the information you need to be able to increase your experience points. Any questions you have, just ping me in game or on the forum and I'll help you. There's lots of other things to learn. This game is not complicated, but it is complex. There are lots of elements to it, and I find that enjoyable, figuring it all out. There is the added element of each month there is an update to the game that sometimes fundamentally changes everything. So like the power of the flurry was changed so that everybody was using it, and then suddenly it got nerfed, and not many people still use it. But well, I use it, it works for me. 33.5% attack speed when you're using blades, that's very good. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for listening, and if you want to subscribe, that'd be good. If you want to give me a thumbs up, that's good, and I hope you have a very nice day. Bye.